Welcome to the channel, folks. Clunkers and Classics, where we are just about done with the Nomad. It's all dirty, but it hasn't ruined the paint or nothing. It needs to be washed off. Okay, so this is the video where we're going to do the flame job. Okay. Let me see here. I just got back from the paint store. Okay, it's going to go yellow, fading into orange, fading into red around the flames. Go over the paint first, since I just got back from the paint store, the local paint store. I mentioned before in another video I can get a yellow ready to spray base coat for $48 shipped off of eBay. I thought, well, my local paint store probably won't be much more than that, and well, so then, now I painted the Nomad in this, well, it's actually right here, but it's Nason 2K urethane. Notice this is some silver left over from the 69 Chevelle, the 70, that shouldn't be 72 Nova. Oh, the 78 Nova. Okay, then I bought this cheap eBay acrylic enamel off of eBay for $104. Did a video on it. Video actually is doing pretty good. People are still watching it now, a year later. I haven't really driven the car since. It's just been sitting underneath the carport, but it looks pretty good. There's a little bit left in here. The top of it hardened up, but I stuck a paint stirrer in there. And we're going to use this for the orange. I got a bunch of red here from painted the 85 Corvette with. That's actual base coat. That's acrylic enamel. There's Nason's urethane enamel. We're mixing all three. So then I had this yellow left over from my 74 GTO, which is almost a full quart. But it's kind of more of a pale yellow. It's code 51. So we'll put that over here. So anyway, I go to my local paint store. Oh, so I'm looking up, I wanted a bright Corvette yellow. They're usually the brightest yellows. So I just Googled it, and code 52 and 56 come up. Different year Corvettes. The 56 ended up being metallics in it, and I didn't want metallic in it. So I went with the code 52. So that's when I went to my local paint store and says, how much for a quart of your cheapest base coat? Because I got, I don't know, a name brand, and then this no-name brand called Wanda, which I think that's what this red is. Yeah, red is a Wanda. And I says, can you mix it up, ready to spray, or, and he's like, well, either way. So the ready to spray is basically, they just add the reducer in there. Base coat doesn't take hardener. So it doesn't matter. I could probably get away with doing a pint of yellow, but I didn't want to take a chance. I'm going to need between a pint and a quart. So a quart ready to spray, more than enough. Then I'll have touch-up paint left over. So the cheapest he could do, a quart of Wanda ready to spray, was $149. And I about shit myself. I said, $149? He's like, yeah. And I said, well, listen, you know, there's a place on eBay that sells any color, pretty much any color, for $48 shipped. And he mentioned something else. So anyway, when I did search Google and that code 52, this place, I can't remember the name of it, National something come up. I don't know if they're on eBay, probably not. But you can check it if you want. It was code 52 Corvette yellow, and they popped up there in the search, and I clicked on it, National something or other. $117 for a gallon of base coat. And see, the base coat don't matter too much, because as long as you use a good clear over top, you don't have to worry about it. You know, the clear is protecting the base coat from fading out, or, you know. But yeah, cheap base coat though. Base coat will, if you're painting base coat, you got to use, that's why I painted the whole front end black. Okay. Because long time ago is when I figured this out. You have to use a special epoxy 2-part primer before you put base. I do that anyway, but before you do base coat, because it will stain up, and you'll see stains from the Bondo area and everything on base coat. You got to really use a good epoxy 2-part primer, sealer type stuff. Enamel, you don't have to do that. It won't show up anything underneath. So, okay, so yeah, so he goes, oh, well, again. So I says, listen, there's a place on Google search. I said, it's $117 for a gallon. Then he checks and he goes, oh, well, it's $290 or something for a gallon of this. I said, that's absolutely ridiculous. So anyway, it's the paint store that, in the back, they have a whole bunch of, this is where I got the paint for the 78 Nova, the silver, and the charcoal, I call it, it's called pewter metallic, the charcoal for my Chevelle. They had shelves, I don't know, they got maybe 50 to 100 gallons of this stuff that's been sitting there for decades, I bet. At least 10 years, probably closer to 20. It's an old shop. It's been around since like the 50s or 60s or something. So, not the guy I was dealing with, the other head guy there, he sold me these for $60 a gallon. And see, the prices of this paint, they still make this new, because that's where I got the black from. But like I said, the black last year was $115. Now it's like $169, $179, something crazy. So at that time, this about a year or so ago, I bought this paint for $60 because it was old, and they don't list it for sale, and they don't really sell it. It's just a couple years ago, he told me, oh, come on in the back here, and if you see any colors, I'll sell them to you cheap. So anyway, I got him to sell me a gallon. I went back there. It's called Sun Yellow. $60. Now, right now, if you bought that new, so you can tell by the lid on it. So he put it on there and mixed it all up. It's not like it's going to harden or anything. Let me see if I can find my screwdriver here. And, well, it should be mixed up enough to tell. So I don't know what this, it should be brighter than the code 51, but I don't know what it looks like, you know, compared to code 52, 56, all that stuff. So there it is there. I can already, hell, it may be the same, but I don't know. It should be. Well, let's bring it over to the GTO. Let's take a look. So I did last video there. I gave you guys a preview, and this is code 51 factory for 74 GTO. Oh yeah, it's brighter. It's a bright yellow. It's a bright yellow compared to, because somebody commented, oh, that's more of a pastel medium. Yeah, it probably is, but anyway, that's the color, the main color of the flames. Okay. Seal that up till we're ready to use it. And I got hardener for that. Some left over from the black. I still got some black left over. Okay, I'd rather do it the yellow, orange, and red all in base coat, and then boom, because it dries fast, and then boom, you can clear it all. This stuff, I'm not sure, because I've done paint fades and some designs and stuff like that before. I haven't really done any flames. I don't think. I may have years ago, but not a complete flame job. So it's fading into the colors is what I want to make it look good. You can clear right over this enamel, urethane enamel. You can clear right over it, but we're going to be doing that first, then the orange, then the red. Then we got to unmask it, and at that point, this stuff might start getting some dust and stuff in it. You can see this pollen. I don't know if you can see it. This pollen stuff floating around. Well, of course it'll be inside, but see, you want to do a paint job as quick as you can. Keep dust and crap from falling in it. That's the problem with using this enamel. Because the base coat, you can do the three colors of base coat, and then I unmask it all, get ready to clear, and then just wipe it down with a tack rag and all that. You won't be able to do it with this. It'll be too wet to. You'd have to let that dry for a couple of days, then sand it all, then clear it. So that's the only kind of problem I'm gonna run into with doing these three colors like that and then trying to clear it. Okay, but we'll just figure it out as I go. You know, maybe, you know. So I have all this masking. I got different styles. This is supposed to be art. I forget what, Freppy or something. Whatever it says on there. I got that, but I got some regular 3M right here. I got regular 3M 8th and 16ths. That's usually what I use. But this guy on the bag of flames recommended the Creppy or whatever, the art tape. Now, see, the problem with some of this tape is, because this is the 1/8 inch, a real thin stuff, so you can curve it better when you're laying out your stripes. Curve it a lot better than this. Although, like I said, I do have some, maybe I only got 1/8. Well, I got that, and then I got some, and I bought all this stuff online because it's way too expensive at the paint store. So I got all this on eBay too. I'll probably end up using this 1/8 inch tape to outline the flames. So when I do that, and then I got the three colors on there, and I want to tear off the paper, you want a perfect line there, because it's going to be, the line's going to be in between the black and the tips of the flames, which is going to be red. If it's kind of, you know, that's why I was afraid of using this type of tape here, in case the paint bleeds through, and it'll leave kind of a squiggly line looking thing there. And then at that point, you got to wait till it all dries and sand it all out, or use a little brush. I got like these little brushes here, and freehand some red paint around the flames, or use a pinstripe, which pinstripes are on their way out. They only got at the paint store today. He's only got he's got about 10 up there, and I said, "You got any red?" And he goes, "No, this is all we got. The rest are discontinued." So that was 3M pinstripes. I guess 3M's not going to make pinstripes no more. I don't know. So that would be, you get this in a red pinstripe, and then pinstripe all the way around. See if you can see these edges here. Okay, then sand everything and then clear everything. But we don't know if it comes out in a perfect line after I unmask the paper, then boom, we can clear it all and be done with it. Okay, so that's what I'm not sure of right at this moment. Okay, I mentioned this in the other past video. I got it off of eBay or YouTube. Guy has 2 videos, Bag of Flames, 2 videos that are 13 years old. But all it is it's not painting it. He's just laying out the stripes, and he's just an advertisement for this, which he still sells. He has a website, bagoflames.com. It's like 25 bucks plus shipping. It's 30 something bucks. So what this is a full-size template. Okay, I'm going to lay it all out here in a minute. I believe, I'm not sure. We'll find out here in a minute when I'll probably have to wash this first or figure out. I can't remember I don't know if it's going to be, if it's big enough to do just in the fenders, but I'm pretty sure it goes into the doors. So we're going to be doing the flames coming into the doors, and then we're going to be painting from this door up, all this in clear after the colors are on there. Okay, so the template, I believe, is one for a hood and one for the fenders. I think it's been a couple of months since I watched that video. I'm going to go rewatch it again. So what you would do is lay it out here wherever you want, up or down, depending on how far you want the yellow. And I want the yellow, you know, probably up to about here or so. And then the flames would come up. So you adjust it, and you kind of tape down the template, and you trace with chalk. Well, first you got to use this little, I forget what it's, not a ribbon cutter or something, that goes around and perforates little holes around the pattern. You got to lay it out on some cardboard. I guess I could try this dirty old piece of cardboard here. It's about the biggest piece I got. And you lay out the wheel around the flame, and it makes little perforated dots. Then you have a little bag of chalk that you, I forget what they call it, pounce it, and you pounce it all the way around the edges after it's taped to the car. Now this is right before you paint it, so this chalk will just wipe off. So it'll be little dots of flames. So then that's when you use your tape. So anyway, the piece, I believe it's two pieces, one for the hood, like half the hood, and then the fender. And one of the reasons I got this, although you can do it, it's a little tricky to do it, but basically you would flip this over and do the perfect outline on this side. So then this side of the flames on the fender and the hood will look exactly like the other side, instead of trying to guess. You know, if you're making your flames here and you're like, oh, well, did I go that far or did I go that far on the other side? This way it takes the guesswork out of it, and that's one of the reasons I bought it. But you can do it by making your own template. I watched a guy do it. If any of you guys watched that My Friend Pete there, that crazy guy, it's an old video, and he made his own template after he'd done one side and then brought it around and traced it on the other side. So you can do it. So anyway, that's what we'll be doing. But right before we do all that, first I got to figure out whether it's going to go into the door or not. We're going to wash this down real good. You can see all the crap from the rain and all that stuff. And I also got some 600 grit sandpaper, wet and dry. We're going to sand this whole front end with 600 wet and dry, and the door, if it goes in flames, go into the door. Okay, we're going to sand all that, and then we'll trace the flames on top of that. Okay, that way when we pull the masking tape off the flame job, the rest of the car will have all masked up. I got a big sheet of plastic. We'll seal off the rest of the car, but after the flame jobs, we'll pull off that paper, and then boom, it's ready to clear. And we'll clear it all. Okay, I was going to buy, I'm just going to do it with my cheap Harbor Freight gun. That's what we painted the Nomad black with. Okay, I meant to go buy Harbor Freight. Somebody actually gave me this one, and it did work great, but I bet it's clogged up. It's been years. But I think these are only a few bucks too, and it makes a little teeny pattern. And I thought about getting this for the orange and the red. But to tell you the truth, we just have to mess with this pattern. If you watch that last video there, you can get a little circle pattern and a big spray one, which is what you need painting it black. With the yellow, yeah, we'll probably do a big pattern yellow, but the orange and the especially the red is going to be the smallest pattern this thing can make. The orange kind of, you know, a little bit, about half the pattern. I think I can get away with it with just that gun. I don't need the little special detail type gun. Okay, so I think that's about all I wanted to go over with. It's going to be a couple of days process here of getting it all done, because I can't do it all in one day. It's going to be spread out over. It's Friday. It's going to spread over the weekend, and I'll get the video out probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. Okay, so yeah, let me get these patterns out and lay them out. They're all folded up, you know, into 9x11. But I'm gonna, let me undo them and just kind of lay it on there, give you an idea. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I unpacked them. Okay, this is center of hood. So this is half the hood here, basically. I believe this should be the center, this line here. I don't know exactly what that means. We want the flames coming up, I think. I'm gonna go rewatch his videos, but let's lay it on here. It's something like that. More flames in the middle. I don't know. And then this would be the fender. Don't know which side. Go around this way. I don't know. I'll have to relook at the, unless it's for the other side. So yeah, once you make that template, then you would flip it over and do the other side. Same with this. You do the one fender, flip it over, do the other side. Okay. And like I said, here's the chalk. You're supposed to put it in like a sock and pounce it on there. And this is a little perforator wheel here. He's got instructions on it. Okay, so let me figure out, maybe it doesn't want to go into the fender. He does a Chevelle. The video has him doing a Chevelle. So let me go rewatch the video and see if it actually goes into the door, and see how he tapes it on there to lay it out. Because like I said, it's been probably 3 or 4 months since I watched it. Okay, so like I said, if it goes into the doors, then we'll sand the doors. If it just goes into the fenders, then we're just going to go from the fenders forward, and we're just going to sand all that. I got some, like I said, when we were painting it with the enamel, use 400 and 320 grit. This, we're going to go a little bit lighter, and I bought some 600 grit. So we're going to wet sand it all down with 600, where it's going to be cleared, and wash it all down. Then we can bring it in and mask it up. Okay, so I'll be back. Okay guys, this means the front of the car and center of the hood. This line here, you want in the center, which is right on this body line. Okay, so you can see this can be all yellow up to here. then here's the ends of the flames. Okay, then the fender one, you match it up with this line here and this flame there, and it goes all the way down into the door, about halfway to through the door. Okay, so yeah, of course we won't be using the bottom. Oh yeah, I guess we will, almost all the way to the bottom. So yeah, there's the fender, be all yellow here. So yeah, there's going to be quite a bit of yellow. Then, like I said, we'll do orange there, and then red around the edges. But yeah, I just watched his 2 videos there of him laying it out. He doesn't paint it, he just lays it out. Shows you how to use this. So yeah, y'all can watch it if you want, because I'm not going to be able to. He had somebody else with a camera. I don't have anybody else. And Puppy, I haven't taught her to use a camera yet. Because it was showing him perforating all this and then laying out the tape. I'll show a little bit of it, but anyway, once you do that, then you basically flip it over. So you have this exact same pattern on this side. Flip it over. So yeah, the flames will just be a little bit on the front, which is probably pretty good for the scoop. Flames just coming up to here. And then, I don't know what he's got. I don't know what that line is there. But, yeah, just the flames kept bigger down here, which is great. Okay, let me sand the door. 2 front doors and the front end, and wash her down. We'll get her inside, probably be tomorrow, and we'll start laying it out. So I'll be back. Okay guys, I water sanded it down with 600 grit, and yeah, I got one spot here. There was a little piece of JB weld from when I was screwing around with the AC, and anyway, hopefully the yellow covers that. If not, we'll have to touch it up before I clear it. Anyway, just letting it dry off. I didn't go ahead and hand wash everything there. It's too much work. It's just going to get dirty again. Just mainly soap down this front end. Well, looks like I missed a few spots, but anyway, got all this stuff floating around in the air, so I have to rinse it off one more time before I bring it in, because I got to lay down. Well, I got to blow out all the dust again, and I got to lay out these patterns here and use the little wheel. So I guess I'm going to lay it on that cardboard, and you basically just trace around the wheel. Trace around with the wheel like that. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I did forget to mention the clear. I mentioned it in another video. But this is the clear I use here. It's a Nissan Select Clear. I don't know. They got 2 different types, but they're both basically the same. One just dries faster than the other. One's patch panel and multiple panels or something. There's quite a bit left in that. About 3/4 of a gallon. I bought it for another little job and still had this left over. That used to be about 115 bucks a year ago. If it's like the black, it's going to be 160 or 70 now. But it's a good, cheap clear. That's good quality, cheap price. Same, just like the Nissan full thing 2K urethane paint. Okay, so let me trace that out here. If I can find a better piece of cardboard, I'll probably better do it on that. Or wipe this down or something. And then I'll bring in the Nomad. We're going to back it in. Have the front over here. So when I come back, we'll have it here. And we'll lay the pattern on it and pounce the chalk on it. See how that turns out. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, this is taking a while. Because I don't know how good it's working. So yeah, basically you trace out with this wheel, and it seemed to cut better with a little piece of plywood underneath of it instead of the cardboard. See, that's just one I pushed down pretty hard. You can see it, it doesn't look like it went through. And what he said, what Steve said, was to take some sandpaper and just scuff it like that. But still, it don't look like it's through. So I've been pushing real hard and going over it twice. We'll go over it again. You know, it would have been a lot easier if he had already had this perforated. I don't know why he wouldn't have. Well, maybe it's going through. Anyway, I'm going over it twice. I got this one done, and just got to finish up this one. That'll bring the car in and start masking it off. Yeah, there's it dry. Probably look pretty good flat black. I was thinking about painting the whole thing flat black, but then the flames wouldn't look right on a flat black car. Everything would have to be shiny. But if I ever do another one, I may do it flat black. I painted an El Camino flat black before, but I sold it. I got some pictures somewhere there. I'll have to show y'all. And yeah, the other thing is that yellow. I got the whole gallon. I'm only going to be using between a pint and a quart. So I got almost a full gallon of yellow paint, enough to do another car. So maybe the next project's going to be yellow. I don't know. Okay, well, I'll be back. Okay, guys, got it in the shop. It's a little tricky here because the hood scoop's sticking up, so you can't lay this taper flat. So I kept it even in the middle of the hood, and then we're gonna, luckily only the flames go up to here. If it went up to there, it'd be in a mess. But then get this kind of flat. So I think I can do the flames like that. I'm gonna have to do a bunch of freehand stuff. I can't trace this exactly, but it'll give me a good idea. So then that made this crooked here. And then you had to line this up to this. But since it's kind of like this, but you know, who's going to notice? People are going to think it's that way anyway. So I think that'll be okay. It'll be a little tricky getting that chalk down in here. And I don't like that it's a blue color. Hope I can see it all right. You know what would be nice would be white. Yeah, Steve needs to perforate these before, pre-perforate them, and put either white or white and black chalk instead of blue. I don't know how good I'm going to be able to see that blue. Anyway, I'm just going to do the pounce. You got to put this in a sock, and you pounce it on there like this, and then drag it like that through all the perforation holes. Then you peel the paper off carefully without hitting the chalk, and then go over with the tape. So I'm just going to do this one side first, and then we'll clean it. Then you got to wipe all the chalk off and then flip it over. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I did this half of the hood. I'm gonna lay out some tape. Let's put it in a sock and basically go over like this and then drag it. So it looks like it works. But yeah, I'm just gonna do one section at a time here because I'm worried about this chalk blowing off. So let me put some tape on this and I'll be right back. Okay guys, that was easy enough. Just use that, this is the 1/8 inch tape, but you can use 1/4. 1/8 is a lot easier. So you just start up, you know, and then bring it down, trace it, and cut it off. And same thing. This one here, we're not sure where it's going yet. That's one I might have to make in the middle. So yeah, it's just, so you don't have to worry about the ends here because it's just being painted in here. So you know, that's one piece there. And then this is one piece here coming around, and so it's pretty easy. Okay, so I'm going to pounce this side and tape that up just like this. Then we'll you know, you gotta wipe off all this chalk, and then we'll tape the other side and do it. So I'll be back. Okay guys, I got it all laid out. Had to make this in the middle there. Not sure what to do along the bottom. I just put a line right across there. It'll be yellow here, and then just leave it black down here. I'm not sure. That paper just kind of kept going and a little bit deeper. I was going to show you how I was doing this. Here's the tape right here. See if I can do it with, show you. Okay, so you kind of set it like that and just follow the lines. And curve it. Then you got to use one. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. So you kind of hold one finger there, pull it along, and curve it, and then boom, it'll end here. Then you start another one there, and there, and start another one. You get the hang of it. Okay, let me finish off this fender here, and I'll be back. Okay guys, there it is. It's all laid out. So what we want to do now is fill in. We want to mask it off, but you can't put like masking paper in here and stuff. So we're going to use some tape. Got some 1/4 inch and some 3/4 inch, and no, I don't know why that's doing that. Okay, so we need to kind of fill it in up to about here, and then put paper from here up. So we'll just use we want to fill this in. All what we're filling in is staying black. Let's see how that's too wide. So we'll use some of the 1/4 inch, and we'll use the 3/4 inch. 3/4 inch, and just put it all along the edge like that. It's getting late in the day. I probably ain't gonna paint this till tomorrow, but hopefully that masking tape will stick till tomorrow. Okay, let me get some done and I'll show you. And then we get a mask. Then I'll get some plastic and cover the whole rest of the car. Okay, so I'll be back. Okay guys, it's the next day, raining out, so excuse the noise. Okay, that's how it looks. I kind of free-handed the bottom here instead of making it go straight. I kind of curved it a little bit. So you can kind of see how the flames are going to go. So what you want to do, so now it's pretty much ready for paper. What I want to do is paper up this so I can tear it off and tear this. There's going to be paper here, and I want to be able to tear that off, but leave this taped up so I can clear it all. Okay. Let's figure I'd give you a little step-by-step here of what I'm doing. So the paper is going to be crossed here. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I got some plastic and some paper on it. Okay, this is all the area that's going to be cleared. Whole front end and the two doors. So, fixing to put some paper from here that'll be easily be able to lift that off and leave all this so we can clear it. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it all in one shot. I may peel that off and may have to wait for the paint to dry for a few days or something before I clear it. Depends on how it goes. But anyway, that's the plan. We'll see what happens. I'll be back. Okay guys, tack cloth, it's all masked up, ready to paint. It's getting really late in the day. It's probably about 6-7 o'clock, but I'm gonna go ahead and stay till it's painted, so it might be late night. Tired, hungry, my knees hurt, but we're gonna get through it. I'd rather get it done right today. So anyway, we're going to tack her down. We've got the yellow paint mixed up. It's almost a quart. And I'm just going to spray this on. See, this is going to be yellow and red in here. But we're going to spray the yellow up to, basically up to these, up to there. And I don't know how many coats it's going to take to cover it. 2. I'm hoping 2, but it may take 3, being a black base on it. If it was a gray or something, it might get away with 2 of them, and it's non-metallic, so. And like I said, it don't matter how many coats you put on as long as you cover it, because everything gets cleared anyway. And the clear is the one protecting everything. Okay, so let me spray a little bit of yellow on here, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, here's the yellow. I'm just mixing up a little orange, and we'll see what happens. Okay guys, here's the orange. I'm going to put a little bit of red on the tips. I'll be back. Okay guys, there's the red on the tips of them. Yeah, there's kind of an overspray of orange, but A little more orange overspraying on the yellow than I would like, but so what I'm going to do is let this dry for about an hour, then come in and take all this masking tape off, and if it looks nice and clean, like no edges looking crappy, then I can clear the whole thing. If not, we'll have to let it dry for a couple of days, kind of sand it down, and clear it. Yeah, there's just some orange overspray there, and I think there was a little bit right in here too. So I could sand that off if it was dry enough. If it was base coat, I could, but I'm using what I got here without spending a fortune. Okay, I'll be back later. Okay guys, there's all the colors on it. Haven't cleared it yet. I just now, it's like midnight. So I've been, well, I let it dry for an hour or so, and then, man, it took a long time to unmask all that. And had some black paint peel up. I'm getting these little bugs. That might be an ash from my cigarette. These really light little bugs. So I'm not sure if I want to clear it. This is the worst spot here. It was just doing it with that blue 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch, peeling it up, and it would peel the black paint off. There's this spot there, little spot there. Problem is, when I clear it, it's going to show up. There's nothing I can really do about it. And then right here. But other than that, it looks good. So I don't know if I should just put a couple of coats of clear on it and be done with it. Yeah, tell me what y'all think. Yeah, I think I'm gonna tack it down and put a couple of coats of clear on it. That way it'll be dry for tomorrow, or semi-dry, and put it all together and stuff next couple of days. So I'll be back. Okay guys, I just painted 3 coats of clear on it. Yeah, it's got a few little bugs and a few little pieces of trash on it, but that's from waiting so long in between coats and all that stuff. But anyway, come out pretty slick. It's good enough for what I need it for. Just a driver. And yeah, it didn't show up too bad, the little, well, I could have done a lot better. I could have waited on those spots and sanded and spotted it in, but like I said, it's good enough for me. So anyway, tell me what y'all think on it. I know some people, wasn't very many. Oh, don't put flames on it, don't put flames on it. Well, hey, it's my car. I want flames, I'm gonna put it on there. You don't have to put them on your car. I just don't get comments like that. Don't put flames on it, don't put flames on it. Okay, so yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video. I'll let it sit in here and dry for a day, and then start putting it together. Just really got the front end stuff, all the headlight bezels and marker lenses, emblems, stuff like that. And so next video, we'll put on all that, unmask it all, wash the rest of it, and see what it looks like outside. And I'll be going over what it costs to build this. I haven't even added it up, guys. I got 4 things there full of all the money I put into it. I have no idea. No idea. So I'm going to add all that up here in the next few days, put it on one page, and we'll go over it. Every penny spent on this car. Now, it's not a normal cheap, like the last couple, the last Novas and the Chevelle and stuff there, you know, between $3,500 and $5,000. You can't build cars like that anymore. It's prices on everything have pretty much doubled on car parts and stuff. So but I got, you know, I got away pretty cheap on some stuff. Got the free engine transmission from that truck. I'm not going to add in, you know, I bought the truck for $300, so I got the engine transmission, and I've already sold about $800 worth of parts off of it, so I'm up $500. Plus it's still worth about $300 over the scales. Plus still got good parts, but I'm not going to add all that money I made into this. I'm just going to put this as 0. Engine transmission is free. And anybody can do it. Get a donor car, parts car, get it for free, because whatever you pay for it, you can sell parts off of it and make your money back and then some. So anyway, I don't want to ramble too much. Anyway, I think it looks pretty good. Do me a favor, guys, if you go over to that Bag of Flames website, I think I put it over here. Not website, the YouTube page. You just got 2 videos. There's not a lot of comments on there, but a lot of views. So I'm gonna go over there and say, hey, I just made a video using that. So if any of y'all want to know what it looks like, watch my latest video. So if any of you guys go over there, just mention Clunkers and Classics. They can't really post links on YouTube. It won't show up. It just say Clunkers and Classics, and maybe get some views from it. Yeah, I like it. I like those flames. There's so many different ways of doing flames, and this is the one I like right here. I don't like those ones that go in and, you know, loop around. I just like the solid flames. So anyway, I think that'll be it, and we'll see you next video, which most likely will be this one. Like I said, we'll go over what it costs to build it and put it all together, stuff like that. Okay, so we'll see y'all next video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And we'll see y'all next video. Thanks everybody for watching.